And we're going to get to disadvantaged businesses. And so DBEs, this is for the Department of Transportation. They have a civil rights office that handles their DBE program, and they track different goals that the department's supposed to hit. Because they're quasi-federal, they actually do have goals. They have requirements versus the goals that the state has. And so there are advantages. There are certain, as I was saying, goals that they need to meet. And so you get extra points by being a DBE or the prime having a DBE on their contract. And this is their website. And it talks about who qualifies as a DBE. Again, this is construction, which is not necessarily helpful besides payroll. I'm sure you're doing payroll. That may be something you'd be interested in this. Then we're going to talk about the Governor's Office of Diversity, Business Enterprise. I believe there's a question about them. Their goal is to monitor state contracts. And so last year, there were, of all state contracts, $242 million were awarded to disadvantaged businesses in the state. And they break down to minority, women, small, and then service-disabled veteran. This is pretty big on the state and federal level as a service-disabled veteran company. The state requires you to be 20% disabled. I believe the federal government has, as long as you're qualified as disabled, it doesn't matter. Is that right? Or is there a limit?
I don't know that there's a limit, but you would have to go to the Veterans Administration to get certified.
And the state GoDBE provides a 2-year certification, which is also accepted by Metro. So Metro government accepts that. Other firms, other counties will accept that certification. The school boards and all of them will accept that certification as well. And this is getting registered. There's an online registration form through GoDBE in addition to Edison. When you do your Edison, you want to make sure you're checking that you're going to be certified, so that puts you right in the right Edison category, which then checks back with the GoDBE system. And you can actually go on there and do a search to see if you're currently certified. If you think you are, you can go in there and search and see if you are. And if you aren't, then you can start that process through there as well. There's a checklist that talks about the different documentation. You have to prove that you're minority-owned, woman-owned, or small business-owned company with the state. There may be a physical visit to your operations as well. If there's any complaints about you. Yes.
Can we do this before we get our EIN number? Or do we have to get that first?
Your EIN number, it's federal, but you can, I want to say you can register without having your tax ID number.
Okay.
But it may be a requirement.
Okay.
And so for service-disabled veterans and small businesses, these are the categories, and these will be the same categories that are listed in Edison. So based on these areas, educational, you need to be 10 million and no more than 30 employees, full-time employees to fall within that. Service industries need to be 10 million, no more than 30 employees to be considered small. This is only if relevant to you. It applies to either, you can either be service disabled, but you can also be, if you're a service disabled small business, you have both. Then this again is talking about our disabled veterans. You have to be 20% disabled, and this is key here. At least 51% owned and controlled. It's not just ownership. They actually have to be making 51% of the daily business decisions. So you can't just have a figurehead as the owner.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and if someone complains, you don't want to be that person that was complaining about, and not be what you say you were. Whatever contracts you have.
Yeah, you had a competitor that was doing that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a lot of it is self-certified, as long as no one reports you. It's the same thing with the federal government. It's self-certified. I can say who I am until someone complains. So as long as you don't make enemies, I guess you can be who you want. But if you're using it to take contracts from other people, you probably won't make some enemies.
But doesn't this thing just go, your annual income? Yeah.
Again, you can have an owner not making 51% of your decisions.
I see.
It goes back to that figurehead role. a woman-owned business, 51% controlled. And it can be more than one, so you can have multiple women owning up to 51%. So you could have, let's say, a white male own 49%, then the rest of it is broken down by women. You have most controlling power, but according to our rules, you're woman-owned.
They're not very attractive.
Huh?
They're not very attractive.
Oh, I did that so that they wouldn't stand out. I'm sorry. Minority-owned, it's the same thing. These are the 4 minority categories: African American, Asian, Hispanic, and Native. 51% can be multiple, made up to 51%. Any questions on that? And then we're going to get into it.
Hopefully this video introduced you to how to gain access to a wide range of opportunities for disadvantaged businesses. For more information about the NBIC and future events, connect with us through Facebook and LinkedIn, or check out our website at www.nbiconline.com.